Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's our Wednesday's kit class. Today I'll be showing you some extra cards you can make with your stamp set from your June paper pumpkin kit. Go ahead and hold while I flip and we'll get started. Alright, let's see if you guys can see everything okay. I feel like we're really close today, but that's okay. Let me make sure you can see, and we'll talk about this first. But I want to first welcome you, of course, for watching my video. I love it when you guys catch me live or even watch me on YouTube or on my replay. Be sure to check the comments for the link to my blog for all today's measurements and some instructions on how to make the cards. And then also, if you are watching YouTube, please subscribe. I love having you guys join me each week and to watch these videos to learn how to make more Stampin' Up! Items. So our Wednesday's kit class, how they work is that I make cards and then I provide a kit for those who order $35 from me between Wednesday through Friday. So that's 3 days to shop with the hostess code for the month, and I will send you the kit that you guys can make from today's cards. But first, it is the last Wednesday of the month. So last Wednesdays, I usually like to do paper pumpkin. I started a couple months ago when I started that, and I really enjoyed making some of these extra ideas using the stamp set from the kit. But first, let me show you everything about this kit. So this is the box it came in, which is completely awesome and different than our usual box. Our usual box looks like this. That bright orangey red color and those polka dots. But this one, it was a special one, and it actually came with 2 ink spots to make your cards with. You open it up and kind of show you what the cards look like from this kit. So we have this fun one, so note card size, and it has thanks for everything. And then there's this awesome one that has this beautiful paper that looks just like the box. And you have it, so you stamp "You are amazing" on this one. And it just opens up to that white center. And then this one has congratulations and all these great looking leaves, I want to call them. And of course, that beautiful vellum. All right, so the kit is amazing, and it comes with these items that you can make. But if you're done making them, you are left with the stamp set and the ink. So I'm going to show you the things you can make afterwards. But first, I'm going to just kind of give an awesome shout out to those who make the directions for these kits, because they are getting amazing. So you can always watch the video that Paper Pumpkin puts out, or they have this awesome new layout that they've made where they give you each item and they separate it so you know exactly what each card needs. And they have these fabulous, I don't know if you can see, I know it's kind of large, and I think I'm just way too close so you guys can see everything right. But these awesome directions. So if I was going to make that card, I know exactly how much twine I need, what color of ink and what stamp, and even the the adhesives. So this is for dimensionals, those are for glue dots, just a super detailed. It even has a centimeters and inches ruler on the side of these directions, and on the very back it comes with the ideas of other things you can make after as well, using either the kit products or the stamp sets. And it tells you some little bit more details about what it matches. So this stamp set or kit actually coordinated with some paper. Let me see if I find the flyer. It's at the very bottom. This amazing paper. And this paper has been on back order for like a month now. It has been so popular because it uses that awesome alcohol vellum looking technique, which we're going to do in today's video. So I'm super excited to show you that. I also want to just kind of show you some of the things that you can do also with this kit. And one, it comes with this vellum for the word thank you. And it says thank you, merci, there we go, French, and danke, which is thank you in German. And what I did with this one was just kind of show you how you can color on the back with your blends and make the vellum look like a cool different colors. So there's lots of fun things you can do with this kit. And of course you have the 2 ink spots that came with it. which never rarely ever happens to get two. And these are in colors. This is a brand new in color, and this in color, it's upside down, there you go, is last year's in color, but look great together. All right, let me go ahead and set this aside, and I'll show you the cards we're making. So I have, let me get them in view. There we go. These 3 awesome cards. And I have loved the way that they are turning out. So this is using the rubbing alcohol and our blends are alcohol-based markers to create this look. That looks just like that papering from the kit. Kind of like that kind of weird blotchy, watery, water moving ink look to it. It's really fun right now. This stamp set even came with I want to call it blotchy. So this one right here, we made our own background using the inks instead of the alcohol technique. So I will show you how to do both and give you the ideas of what you can do along with your kit. Let's go ahead and show you this method. So I'm usually not a technique girl. I'm very much the fun fold or the cute cards, and I rarely like to get messy. And it's not because I don't like it. I'm just not a technique kind of girl. And so I kind of braved it, and I've seen this so many times now that I had to try it. So I watched a quick video, and I'm not a pro at this by any means, but it's pretty easy and Rachael proof. So if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you could do it. So what I've done is I've taken my vellum and I've made it larger than the size we actually need. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's 1/4 of a piece of vellum. I can make 4 of these types with 1 sheet. And what we need are some stamping blends. So I've grabbed our in color blends for this. Oh, but first, you'll notice this actually came with a paper pumpkin. They always have cardboard that they've attached the directions, and the kit is all attached to as well, and like a saran wrap kind of look to it to keep it safe. And so you just take that board or piece of cardboard, and you want it to stick your vellum to it with washi tape. And you want to be mindful that sometimes washi tape comes off perfectly clean and sometimes it doesn't. So you want to have your vellum a little bit larger than what you want it to be on your finished product. Okay, next are blends. So I have all of our brand new in color in blends, and we're going to use the brush side. And this part is the easiest part. We're just going to take it and just start to kind of scribble. That's the word I'm going to use. Scribble around and just make some random marks onto our vellum. And there's no rhyme or reason or what colors you want to have close to each other. I'm going to keep my greens a little bit further apart, but these will all kind of just bleed together anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Just go around it like that. Let's add some of this pale papaya. Put some of that right here too. And I've tried this on actual paper cardstock, and it does not work. It needs to have this smoother vellum kind of feel to it in order to create the look that we want. Okay, so there's 2 ways we can go about this for this card or this one. You can either use a paintbrush of some sort. This is like a makeup brush I found that I wasn't using. And I have a cup of rubbing alcohol that is 91%. And that number is important, and it's hard to find. So you might need to go to like your local pharmacy kind of store, like the Walgreens or the CSV. They did not have it like at a regular grocery store. I bet Walmart would have it, and Target probably too. I didn't look there. Okay, so either pour it in a cup and use your brush, and you would dab this, and you would just kind of do like splatters like that on it, and it will move. Or I found this fun one that was the spray bottle. And Stampin' Up! Also has spritzers, so you could always just add that to the spritzer and spray it. So I'm going to just spray this one ever so carefully and try not to make a huge mess. Hold on, let me grab a little bit more protective grid paper so we're not completely making a mess. There we go. And I'm just going to spray this just a little bit and watch that go. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? That was just one spray. Look at that reaction. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so when you get to that sprayed look, you want to grab a straw, and you could take it and kind of just move your inks around by blowing in it. Let me see if I can grab that without getting my head in the camera. Can you see that? All right, I'm going to turn it so we can blow again. That is so cool. And it's just going to run all into each other. Isn't that amazing looking? Look how awesome that is. This is that rubbing alcohol, so it'll dry fairly quickly. Like, I would say at least 10 minutes, give it time to dry. Let me grab my paintbrush and kind of show you how that would look as well. We'll do that up here in this bottom to give you another idea. Yeah, that's still dry. I'm going to add a little bit more here. And I'm going to take my brush and whatever, there we go, get it wet in the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to go splats like this. And I like that version of it because I want it to still look kind of blotchy. I once tried to kind of like more paint on it, and that made it too pretty. We want it to be messy and blotchy and create all these cool water lines like that. Isn't that super cool? I just love the way that turned out. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. We will not use that for our card making today because it needs to dry. So I made one ahead of time to show you. Let me grab these pieces out and the card back out so you see what it looks like. This is the final product that I made earlier and let dry. And I went ahead and I die cut it out with my stitch rectangle. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's some stitching on the top and the bottom and all of the ends. And you can see that it gets curly. So either grab a book or put it underneath it. Try to get it flat as you can. You can put it in between pages of a book. I know it helps, but it will have some curl to it. Don't worry. I have my thick basic white card base that will attach it to. But because I wanted that vellum to be a little bit more sturdy, I went ahead and cut out a basic white stitch rectangle as well. So we're going to attach those two together. And then I have some basic white twine. And I've punched out the tailor tag punch to make this fun shape. Let's go ahead and stamp that image real quick using the evergreen. I have my big block because that's easier for me to use. But I could have used the one that came in the kit as well. Okay, sure we have it. So you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm really zoomed in today. So hopefully you guys can see everything just fine. All right, we're going to use the You Are Amazing. We'll ink that up and put it right there. Awesome. Okay. We'll put that away because I don't want to get my hands too inky. All right. Let's grab our rectangle one and our vellum one, and we're going to attach these. There's a couple ways. So since this is vellum, it's a little bit trixies. Vellum is see-through by nature. Like I can look through and see the light behind here. And so we will also see the adhesive. So I'm going to go ahead and do glue dots in my corners. And you just will put one in each. And I found that the one I made earlier, since this is a rectangle, you might want some also in the middles. I try to do along the edges so that I know that those are at least secure. Let me grab two more and see if I can't make it a little bit more flat too. We'll grab one and put it right there. And one more on this side. Sorry, off camera. Okay, now the trick is to get this lined up so that our bottoms match together. And then we'll just smooth it on up and get our corners to corner. Okay. See, I think the coloring shows up so much better now that we have it backed on some of that basic white. And I just love the way that looks. All right, next let's take some twine and just wrap it around twice and make a bow. I could guesstimate maybe 15, 20 inches worth of twine. Again, if you know me, you know I don't measure as much as I should. And, oh, there we go. Let's cut that off. I like to have more than not enough because I can always trim it down if needed. The kit came with a nice evergreen twine that could also work if you don't have this basic white one. The basic white is in the Essentials combo pack. So you get, I think, like 4 different colors of twine all at once when you order it. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back to this, and we'll attach that to our card base. And we also want some dimensionals on You Are Amazing. Put at least 2, but we want these 2 to be more center. Tops and bottom center, I'll say, like that. Remove your backings and attach it to your card base. Hey, I see a handful of people here. Welcome. So glad you guys can make it and watch today's Wednesday's kit class. I hope you guys have tried this alcohol technique, and I would love to see what you've made with it. There's so many different color combos and ideas. I'm just going to place this little tag a little bit so that it's on the side, but coming off on that side as well. Oh, and then I've used our opal rounds, which I have them on my desk, but oh, nope. Let's see if I can find them. I move things around as I started, and I can't ever find things. There we go. I love these opal rounds. They just have a little bit of glitter to them, but they're clear, so they match with basically everything. We'll just put a couple on here to embellish it. One. So this one's a prime example. Sometimes the adhesive doesn't come off very well, and either you need to grab another glue dot to attach it, or apply just a little bit of heat underneath it, and it'll come right off. So a lot of times I like to go like this, and I'll pinch them between my 2 fingers, and then I can slide it off easily because the adhesive has warmed up. And we'll just stick one more down here. All right, grab our bone folder and get that nice and creased. And we have our first card, that You Are Amazing. And look how cool and similar those look, but yet so different, right? Amazing. All right, let's keep on going. Let's do our next one. And that has that same idea. So for this one, I didn't use the spray. I did more of the brush technique. And since you've already seen that, I'm going to push fast forward in our video making today. And I have ours already done. So this one has dried. This one is 2 inches by 5 1/4. I did have it at 5 1/2, and I trimmed off where I had my tape on there before though. Okay, so you guys know the basics of how we did this one. This one I used my paintbrush for instead of the spray though, and made more of a distinct blotchy, and I only used the one color. Actually, I've taken that back. I think I used 2 colors. I think I used the evergreen and the soft succulent as well. Okay, let's grab these pieces in that we need to stamp. I wanted to make a fun background for this one. And we have our little tag again saying tailored punch for that one. And we're going to grab our evening evergreen, and we're going to stamp some of the floral images. I forgot to show you. So the stamp set itself is pretty amazing, and it's hard to see. Let me grab, here we go, this piece of paper so you see the back end of it. We have these great ones. We just use the You Are Amazing. We're going to use this blotchy one in a little bit. But there's also these fun little floral pieces right here that you can use to make some great cards with. And I love the idea of making our own background. So let me show you how I did that one. And you always want to start with your bigger image. And some of this will be underneath the vellum. So you don't have to be super careful. Like this one's going to just kind of peekaboo out this corner. And then we'll stick one more right about here. Okay. Then we have this fun flower here. Sorry, I had a dimensional backing on it. It's a tinier flower. And so we're going to do that one next. And just kind of stamp very randomly. You want some of it to be seen. Some will be shown through the vellum. Kind of like that. And then I have 2 more pieces. So there's this cool little like circle piece with little polka dots. I want to say it's like a center of a flower almost. Oh, it does look like the center of this flower right there. The center of that flower. That's really cool. Okay. And this one I'm just going to do around those little flower pieces. Like that. And last, this cute little sprig. We'll ink that up. And I like to have that one kind of like it's coming out of the bouquet. So we'll just have Going that way. And that one might not even be seen right there, but we'll put it there anyway. Okay, let's grab our thanks and we'll stamp that one real quick on our punched out tag. I love punches because they're so fast and I can make a lot of punch things quickly. And that's great for swaps or when you're getting ready to sell cards and you want to have them done quickly. Look how awesome that came out though. That's like the perfect thanks. And look how inky my fingers are already. It was bound to happen. All right, let's close that up. I think we're done with it. And I want to show you the mistake I made on my first card. I always do a prototype so I can show you and kind of practice. I use our Still Plus, and because it's vellum, it shows right through, which is okay, but not my favorite. So let's go ahead and see if we can't use those glue dots again and attach this a little bit cleaner. Let's see, and I've lost, oh, there we go. Grab our piece and we'll add some glue dots. Again, a lot of times I use glue dots on vellum. I try to put it in a place that I'm going to be covering up with something else, but these ones kind of need a little bit of stability and we need those in the corners. There we go. Okay. Oh, almost. Let me put a little heat to that glue dot and it should come off a little bit nicer. There it goes. All right, let's go ahead and put this one. Leave yourself a little border on the bottom and try to get it as straight as you can. Again, this has a lot of that wrinkle to it. And I probably could have put even some more right here, but I think I'm liking how much texture that has right there. I'm liking that a lot. And you can kind of still see some of those images that we stamped behind there, just peeky-booing out, and that fun one right there. All right, next we have our thanks, and we want to attach our ribbon onto here. And there's a couple ways you can do that. So there's not really a wrong way, just a lot of different ways. I'm going to go ahead and grab my seal and just do a quick little run in the middle, like that. And then I can use my ribbon and place it like that. And it's about 3 inches for that one. And then let's grab our dimensionals again, which your kit comes with them. And let's add it so it's kind of overlapping on that ribbon a little bit to make sure it's going to stay where we want it to stay. There we go. Remove the backings and flip and attach. And once I have this on, I can go ahead and trim these ribbons just a little bit. Just about like, there we go. You do want to keep them angled. And if you're worried about them fraying, you could put some clear nail polish on them and that will help stop the fray. Or you can encourage the fraying and make it a whole new look with that. Totally up to you. I'm using this awesome woven ribbon in the evergreen that is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. All right, next we just need to do our last embellishing, and of course we need to attach some basic white to the inside because this is such a dark card base that we want to be able to write on it somewhere, right? Right. So just put a little bit of the seal. We'll flip it and stick it in. You could even continue on stamping some of those awesome floral images on the inside as well. Kind of carry out that theme. Sometimes I even like to stamp on the very back of my card so that way it was from head to toe covered. All right, there's our 2 things ones with that fun alcohol one. And look, that looks so much better than this one that I use that seal and use the glue dots. It's not nearly as obvious, right? You still can see them, but it's not as bad. All right, last one. Let me get this one in the view. It's the sending hugs. You could either use sending hugs or there's also the congrats that would fit here, or even for everything. The for everything, you would have to pair it with the thanks though, because it doesn't make sense without the thanks. All right, let's grab these pieces. I'm using that bumblebee card base. I have my ribbon again, a strip of paper for my sending hugs, and my 2 basic whites. But I've added a fun vellum feature. So I feel like this kit was very heavy on the vellum. Like every card had a little bit of vellum on it. So I wanted to introduce the shimmer vellum in the end colors. And it's kind of hard to see. Let me grab my paper. Hold on. So you see that better. This is this awesome in color, the Evening Evergreen. And I've used the pinned flower dies to cut out this beautiful flower image, kind of like a little flower bush that we'll attach to our card today. All right, let's grab our basic white piece and we're gonna stamp it. You wanna start with the lighter color, which is the bumblebee, but we are gonna be very random with our stamping. So I'm taking that awesome blotchy one that is more like distinctive because when we stamp this, it's gonna come off with 2 different shades just by inking it up once. Let me show you. So we'll just kind of place one there. And you see how it has that 2-color look to it? It's pretty awesome. Then I'm not going to ink this one up again. I didn't do it for this one, but I want a couple more of these lighter yellows. So I'll just throw one right there. Let's get another yellow down here. And there's no rhyme or reason. We're just filling some of the space up. I do want to have a couple different directionals. Let's do maybe that guy right there. Awesome. Not too bad. We'll play with it. Okay, I gotta clean this one off before we get the next one, the next color. And I'm gonna grab, here we go. Actually, we're gonna stick this underneath. I want my grid paper for this one. So we're gonna go off the paper. There we go. And let's grab our Evening Evergreen. And let's ink this one up. So we just tap it a couple times. I'm usually like a 3-time tapper. It's just mostly out of habit, not for necessity. All right, and we'll just kind of fill in these spots. So, and you can overlap a little bit, and that's totally fine. I'll throw in another. I just want to change my angles up though. I don't want them to be all going the same direction. Kind of like that. There we go. Let's throw in one more dark one over here. Have it overlapping with some lighter colors. Now, what I wanted to do was just to go over all of these white ends right here and just kind of go over them just to give a little bit of color, kind of like sponging almost with my stamp. Kind of a weird idea, but I just want to make sure there was not much white showing. Can I see that? And look how like blotchy that looks. I love it. All right, let's stamp our sending hugs. And we'll just ink that one up. And I'm just using a leftover strip. Whenever I cut a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 out of a piece of cardstock, I'm always left with a strip. And if you're like me, you have a million of these strips lying around. So I just save them in a special location and use them for just this type of stamping. So I'm not even measuring. I'm just going to eyeball it and see what looks good. And this one smeared a little bit, so that's why we did 2 of our sending hugs right there on the S. As you can see that. A little bit of smudge, but not too bad. So it's always good to have extra, or I could have flipped it. That one turned out a little bit better. Okay. We're almost there. Let me close that up. And let's attach our piece to our card base. Put a little bit of seal. And make sure we're giving ourselves some borders on here on the tops and the bottoms. Like that. And we want to then attach our vellum. This one is going to be a little bit trickier. And we'll need a little bit of dry time. So I'll just put a couple of like glue dots on here. You either use glue dots or your liquid glue. Totally up to you. And let's see if we can't place this at the perfect spot. We want it to have, there we go, kind of at an angle maybe. Press it down. I'm going to use my clear block to hold it for me for a hot minute. And we'll get ready with our ribbon. So it's a little bit longer, probably about 4 inches. Oh, almost 5. We'll probably trim it down a little bit. And we're going to attach this to our back here. And I'm just going to use, again, a little bit of that seal. And go about halfway on. And then we're going to use dimensionals to attach this one as well, which need a pager because I'm always losing those on my desk as well. Let's see if I can find them. Did I throw them somewhere? I honestly don't see them right here. Let me grab some different dimensionals maybe then. Oh, we'll just use the minis. There we go. Minis work great. And we'll put them on the back here. And take off our backings. Okay, hopefully that's laying a little bit more flat. And we can attach our sending hugs. Right there. Love it. Let's go ahead and grab our paper snips and just trim off this just a little bit. There you go. We do need to grab at least one embellishment for this one, our opal rounds. I'll stick one right up there. Perfect. I could probably add 2 more if we wanted to go a little bit more fancy. And we need our inside basic white. There we go. Flip it, fold it, and bone folder it. Just like that. And there we have our sending hugs with that blotchy background that we created ourselves and that beautiful shimmer vellum. Then we have our fun card base, our evening evergreen with that alcohol technique for that banner piece we made there. And then our first card we made today was that pretty awesome rubbing alcohol technique with our blends and with a straw, and just how amazing those colors turned out. I just love that one. All right, you guys, I hope you had fun learning this new technique and playing with our paper pumpkin stamp set. Be sure to order by Friday if you want the paper pieces to this kit for free. Have a wonderful week, you guys. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.